Welcome, Bitcoin fam, to No One Daily Bitcoin Pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as well as breaking news. The city of Roswell, New Mexico sets up a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Let's go. Also, Arizona Senator Rogers says, I do not have any concerns about the volatility of Bitcoin simply because if you zoom out on all the charts, it's always increasing in value. Facts. Also, Coinbase just said the USA is likely to buy $100 billion worth of Bitcoin very soon. We'll also be discussing banks must adopt crypto or be extinct in the next 10 years, according to Eric Trump. Also, Blackrocks IBIT hit 600,000 Bitcoin milestone as the institutional giants fuel the Bitcoin rally. We'll also be discussing Standard Chartered Bank predicts new Bitcoin all-time high this quarter. I'll be breaking down their latest timeline from their report, as well as 200 trillion Bitcoin market cap now in play as hyper-Bitcoinization takes shape, according to the Bitcoin OG. Adam Back. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin volatility is lowest in the last 563 days. Arthur Hayes just blazed, predicts $1 million Bitcoin by 2028 within the next 3 years. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Hump Wednesdays, April 30th, 2025. Pod episode number 1978. We're 22 episodes away from episode number 2000. Mind-boggling, right? And yeah, markets corrected some. Yesterday we were back above 95,000, and today we're just above 93,700 at the time of the live stream. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. And the crowd is roaring like the kitty. XRP big loser because I believe they were anticipating their futures ETF to go live and it got postponed. Today it's correcting. Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, pretty much all the major cryptos correcting and in the red. Checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap is sitting at 2.93 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap, 1.86 trillion. The volume for the past 24 hours is just shy of 82 billion, meaning we're up 8.5% on the day. Now, the silver lining, Bitcoin dominance is a ripping like the new Scottie Pippen, currently at 63.7%. How high do you think that will climb for this cycle? Let me know. While the Ether dominance is pretty stagnant at around 7.3% of the market. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, Floki leading the pack, followed by WorldCoin, followed by AB, and very modest gains as 95% of the market's correcting and in the red. Checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective. Starting on the day, we'll work our way back. Pretty much what I just said, 95% of the market, Rec City. And zooming out for the weekly, silver lining, maybe 60-40, green over red. And for the month, not too shabby, I'd say, similar, maybe 70-30 green over red. So we have flipped overall for the past 30 days back in the green. And for the past couple of months, it's been mostly in the red. So a good sign. We've recovered some as the market cap continues to climb. Checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today, we're 56 greed. Yesterday, is 60. Last week, a 72 in greed. And last month, a 34 in fear. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We have 155,371 blocks to the next halving. We're on block height number 894,629. You currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,065 sats. So you know what to do, broskies. Pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. Bitcoin macro indicator that predicted the 2022 bottom flashes a buy signal. That's right. The key Bitcoin indicator that accurately signaled the 2022 market bottom has flashed another buy signal. Also, let's not forget we got the Nimbinator indicator. So dubbed the macro chain index, the MCI. The indicator is a composite of the several long-term on-chain macroeconomic metrics, analyzing factors such as the accumulation behavior, network activity, and supply trends, helping identify whether Bitcoin is undervalued or overvalued relative to the historical cycle position. The most important part of the current chart is the RSI, which is the relative strength index of the MCI, which you can see here in the purple. In April, the RSI crossed above the 52-week moving average, which you can see in the yellow, which has historically confirmed the start of the Bitcoin bull runs. The RSI crossover previously appeared in the 2015 ahead of the Bitcoin surge to 20,000, which we achieved December of 2017. And in 2019, before the run to 65,000, and in late 2022, just before Bitcoin bottom near 15.5. So if historical patterns hold, the April 2025 crossover means the beginning of a new bull run, particularly as several other indicators also point to the Bitcoin breaking above the key psychological resistance of 100 Gs. According to analysts here, our macro chain index fired a long signal, the first buy signal since 2022, when it successfully went long at the absolute bottom. Considering that the fundamentals align and the market structure is gradually following there, this is a significant call in my honest opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. Bitcoin dipped by as much as 32% after establishing the current all-time high of 109.3 achieved inauguration day, January 20th, and since a sharp decline caused primarily by the Trump global trade war. Bitcoin formed a local low of 74 a couple of weeks back, but has since recovered back above 95 yesterday and has officially decoupled from the U.S. stock market. Bitcoin's recent price rebound is gaining strong support from futures markets, especially on Binance. Between January and early April, open interest on the exchange dropped from 12 billion to 7.5 billion, marking a 37% decline, signaling reduced confidence and lower leverage during the market downturn. But the trend flipped mid-April, and over the past 3 weeks, traders have pushed open interest up by 29%, from 7.5 billion to 9.7 billion, aligning with the Bitcoin price on the spot markets. And if you don't know, now you know. And also some big news: the city of Roswell, New Mexico, sets up strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now we know what they're hiding over at Area 51. The biddy. Pretty lit. Also, Arizona Senator Rogers says, I do not have any concerns about the volatility of the Bitcoin simply because if you zoom out on all the charts, it's always increasing in value. Finally, someone actually gets it. Arizona winning, they became the first state to be approved for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, which we covered in great detail yesterday. Also, Coinbase just said that the United States will likely buy $100 billion worth of Bitcoin very soon. Game on. And with that being shared, let's pull up some of the live charts. Let me check the feed, see how we're doing, fam. Let me know in the comments. It looks like we're back and rocking. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Let's do some astrology for the baddies. Specifically via TradingView, via Coinbase, which I'm pulling up right now. You should be able to see live on your screen the live chart action Jackson. There's the 1 hour chart. You can see we've been trading sideways virtually all week. We dropped all the way down to 93 and recovered some, and currently still trading sideways above 93.7. Zooming out from the 1 hour, we'll take a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour says it's going up forever, Nippinator. That's right. A big corrective red candle here in the past 4 hours. Rising wedge formation overall. Bear scenario sitting at 86.2. There you have it. And zooming out a little further, we take a look at the daily. Daily chart says falling wedge. Bull scenario, red target sitting at 111. That's what's up. That would be price discovery mode. We have bear scenario just shy of 69. And zooming out a little further, we take a look at the weekly. The weekly chart shows us 3 consecutive green candles, which is very bullish considering we had virtually 2 months of corrective candles. Still have the cup and handle target of 124,000. And also we do get a monthly candle close later today in a few hours, which is pretty cool. We're right around the corner for the month of May. So the very first month of Q2, we're about to put a bow on. And as you can see, thus far, so good. We're definitely going to be closing in the green in a few hours. So we got the bullish momentum back after 2 bearish consecutive months. Sign of the times. Let me know where you feel the pretty little bitty likely to take us next. Headline here reads, banks must adopt crypto or be extinct in the next 10 years, according to Eric Trump. Let's break it down. Eric Trump, obviously son of President Trump, has delivered a warning to the global banks regarding crypto adoption, quoting him here from a recent CNBC interview. The modern financial system is broken, it's slow, it's expensive. It forced me into the crypto world. And I am telling you, if the banks don't watch what's a-coming, they are going to be extinct in 10 years. Take that, Jamie Dimon. And while emphasizing the need for the banks to closely monitor developments of the crypto industry, Trump highlighted the benefits of crypto's underlying blockchain tech for the financial system. He slammed the existing cross-border transaction solutions like the global international messaging network SWIFT, which has often been criticized for its slow transactions. Quoting him here, "There's nothing that can be done on blockchain that can't be done better than the way that the current financial institutions are working." Preach. SWIFT is an absolute disaster. Couldn't agree more there. And while with the emergence of crypto, traditional payment tools like SWIFT are at a risk of losing market share to decentralized alternatives. Quoting him again, "You can open up a DeFi app right now. You can open up any crypto app and you can send money wallet to wallet instantaneously without the expense and without the variability." That's right. Trump's warning comes amid the many global banks still pushing back against crypto adoption, with the Bank of Italy slamming stablecoin growth and Bitcoin investments. On the other hand, many industry executives are bullish on crypto adoption by banks already in 2025, amid governments like the US pushing a more crypto-friendly agenda. Trump's new prediction comes in line with his previous bull forecast on crypto. Back in December, Eric Trump predicted Bitcoin inevitably hitting $1 million per coin. Damn straight. While global governments and institutions would have to adopt the crypto to compete in the fast-growing market. We call this the game theory. Meanwhile, Trump shills Binance-linked BNB chain. That's right. Trump's latest remarks about crypto adoption by global banks came a few days after his public promotion of USD1, a new stablecoin backed by the Trump family. Launched March of 2025, USD1 is designed to support the one-to-one peg with the US dollar by being 100% backed by short-term US government treasuries using dollar deposits and other cash equivalents. The stablecoin is running on the BNB chain, a project initially founded by Binance, which has been subject to controversy over the alleged relationship with the Trump family. Very interesting there. And in mid-March, the Wall Street Journal reported an alleged deal between Binance and Trump's family, which reportedly envisaged a stake in crypto business deal as a part of the plan to resume the Binance.US operations in the United States. While both President Trump and former Binance CEO CZ were quick to deny, the Wall Street Journal claims the last post by Trump's son adds more controversy. And there you have it. We all know the banks are doomed, and SWIFT is very old, outdated technology, and I agree that they will get left behind if they don't adopt the BITI. But the good news is the banks now have the green light to do just that. So hopefully they do so and stack accordingly. Yeah, Blackrocks IBIT hit 600,000 Bitcoin milestone. So yeah, MicroStrategy has like 540,000-ish Bitcoin. BlackRock has 600,000. Collectively, they hold as much Bitcoin as Satoshi. Pretty wild. So according to insights from the market intelligence platform Sentiment, let me speak to Samson. This sustained capital injection reflects a newfound investor confidence emerging just as fears around global tariff uncertainty and geopolitical tensions are starting to ease. And that's right, Bitty Broskies. Some traders may feel more relaxed now that the fear around the new tariffs has calmed down. Others may be trying to ride the wave of crypto's recent bounce back. One standout from the recent pattern is Blackrocks IBIT, which is their ETF. As stated in the report, liquidity, brand trust, and media saturation have converged to make it the preferred vehicle for institutions looking to gain the BITI exposure. On April 29th, it added 2,273 BTC, worth $217 million, pushing its total holdings to 601,209 Bitcoin. It marked a symbolic logistical milestone, cementing BlackRock's position as the largest institutional Bitcoin hodler, with the second largest Fidelity at just under 200,000 BTC. Wild. Now, still, despite the flood of the institutional capital, Sentiment's report revealed the concerning trend. Bitcoin's price is rising, even though trade volumes are dropping. A classic bearish divergence that often foreshadows the pullbacks. This anomaly is particularly striking, given Bitcoin surge to 95 Gs. Usually, such rallies are accompanied by swelling volumes, signaling widespread conviction, but instead, observers have noted the narrow cohort of deep pocketed investors, such as your very own Nipponator, has propped up the market. Yeah, that's right. Michael Saylor's not the only one stacking the BITI. Primarily ETF issuers and corporations like Strategy, while retailers remain sidelined. Even though the ETF inflows mechanically increase demand since issuers must buy Bitcoin back to back the shares, the fading volume suggests Bitcoin's recent rally lacks organic momentum. Quoting them here, there is a bit of the bearish divergence forming due to the prices rising, but volume moving the opposite direction. This pattern usually suggests a rally might be getting weaker since it is is not being supported by the strong activity from the traders. Well, there you have it. And if you don't know, now you know. Nipponator's shaking up a storm over here like Anita Baker. What's going on, Nipponator? Headline reads, Standard Chartered Bank predicts new Bitcoin all-time high this quarter, Q2, baby. Here's the banking giant's target according to their latest report. And FYI, the largest shareholder of Standard Chartered, of course, is BlackRock. I mean, they have their hands in everything. So yeah, Bitcoin began appreciating 26% from the current level, reaching a price of 120 is their projection by the end of the second quarter. So within the next 60 days, bring it. Kendrick, the analyst over at Standard Chartered, says the growing institutional demand and the investor desire to shift capital away from the U.S. assets are some of the factors that could drive the price of the Bitcoin higher over the coming weeks. And over the longer term, Standard Chartered is projecting Bitcoin to hit a price of 200,000 by the end of 2025. Standard Chartered research note dated April 28 suggests Kendrick believes, and not Lamar, Bitcoin offers a better hedge than gold against financial risks presented by the private sector, such as the bank collapse, or from the public sector, such as default on government-issued debt. Quoting the report here, we see the primary purpose of Bitcoin and investor portfolios as a hedge against risk to the existing financial system. And although gold provides a similar hedge against financial system risk, we would argue that Bitcoin is more effective in this regard because of the decentralized nature. Facts. Meanwhile, gold is a better hedge against geopolitical risks. Gold is also less correlated to risky assets than Bitcoin is. So it is traded better during this year's tariff escalation. And as you know, gold has been breaking out, hitting continued new all-time highs, and it topped out at around 3,500 an ounce before correcting some. Peter Schiff reported doing backflips in his living room. Pretty wild. Let's dive into the next story. Headline here reads, 200 trillion Bitcoin market cap now in play as hyper-Bitcoinization takes shape, according to Bitcoin OG, the one and only legendary Adam Back. That's right. Back says on X that the business intelligence firm Strategy and other companies employing the Bitcoin treasury policy are an arbitrage of the dislocation between the Bitcoin future and today's fiat world. That's right, quoting them here. A sustainable and scalable 1 to 200 trillion trade front-running hyper-Bitcoinization. Scalable enough for most the biggest listed companies to move to a Bitcoin treasury. Let's go. Now, Back argues a strategy involving Bitcoin is a logical and sustainable arbitrage. Quoting him again. But not forever, Laura. The driver is Bitcoin price going up over 4-year periods, faster than interest and inflation. Post-hyper-Bitcoinization, MNAV probably trends to 1. The MNAV stands for the multiple of the net asset value, and it refers to the ratio of a company's stock price in relation to the value of the BITI that the company holds per share. Adam Back also says the Bitcoin treasuries are part of the long-term effort to reprice the world in Bitcoin. The Blockstream CEO argues that the BITI will become a hurdle rate for operating companies. Now, what's your prediction? Hypothetically, if we achieved a $200 trillion Bitcoin market cap, meaning $200 trillion poured right into the Bitcoin market, where do you think that would send the price action? Now for our feature story of the day. Bitcoin volatility hit its lowest in 563 days. Arthur Hayes just blazed, the BitMEX co-founder, predicts $1 million Bitcoin price action within the next 3 years by the time of the next halving in 2028. So let's break this baby down, shall we? Bitcoin is showing signs of maturity as a global financial asset, with price volatility dropping to the lowest level in more than 500 days, according to the latest research. Volatility refers to the degree of variation of a trading price over time, which indicates the uncertainty about the size of changes in an asset's value. The pretty little bitty, which is going up forever, Laura, its weekly volatility hit a 563-day low, April 30th. That's today, according to the head of research at K33 Research. That's right. Bitcoin's decreasing volatility suggests the BITI is maturing as a global financial asset, leading to a more stable price trajectory. Bitcoin has become the 7th largest asset globally by market cap, reaching $1.87 trillion, and now ranks above silver, Meta, and Saudi Aramco, which is the largest oil company in the world out of the Middle East. So Bitcoin about to take the throne. And obviously gold is leading the pack currently with a 22 trillion market cap. Bitcoin exchange deposits have also seen meaningful decline, suggesting reduced selling pressure and an uptick in conviction-driven custody behavior. According to Arthur Hayes Just Blaze, the divergence between the price stability and shrinking exchange balances is critical, especially in the week following a 7.2 billion options expiry and heightened macro volatility. In the past, similar patterns have preceded upside continuation as reduced supply meets sustained ETF and institutional bids. And the comment comes a day after BlackRock's ETF recorded a whopping almost billion worth of inflows, making it the second largest day of investments on record since they launched. Recent market activity has reignited the long-term bullish predictions. For example, Arthur Hayes Just Blaze says Bitcoin could hit 1 million by 2028. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Mr. Just Blaze, attributing to the potential surge of aggressive monetary policy and rising institutional interest. Quoting him again, it's time to go long every day. I repeat, it's time to go long every day. He just spoke as a keynote speaker at Token 2049 in Dubai. He said, don't worry, pretty little bitty's going to 1 million by 2028, attributing to the upcoming rally to more money printing from the U.S. Treasury, which we know is a given. Pretty little money printer go brr, sending Bitcoin parabolic. Hayes predicted the incoming U.S. Treasury buybacks may present the next Bitcoin catalyst, which might mean that it is the last chance, last call for alcohol or biddy to buy Bitcoin below 100,000. Treasury buybacks refer to the U.S. Treasury Department repurchasing its outstanding bonds from the open market to increase liquidity, manage federal debt, or stabilize the interest rates. And when the government prints, there is interest owed on the money printed because the government is not the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is a separate entity with no oversight from the government whatsoever. Can you say corruption? Industry leaders in the investment management space have also predicted Bitcoin to surpass 1 million. In fact, Cathie Wood recently upped her original 1 million price tag by 2030 to now like 2.5 to 3.4 million, were her bullish scenario, which we have covered before. Quoting the ARK Invest CEO here, many institutional investors are now looking at the Bitcoin thinking they need to add it to their asset allocation because its return and risk profile looks so much different than all the other assets in their portfolios. You can say that again. So here's the updated target. Well, this was actually the initial bear case was 300,000. She upped it to now 500,000. The base case original was 710, which is now 1 million. And the bull case has now extended. I've seen predictions from 2.4 to 3.5 as per ARK Invest as Cathie Wood. But you guys let me know your thoughts on how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and if the woodchuck's name was Cathie Wood. Let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Looks like we got 900 people here. Stream is excellent. Excellent. Love to hear that. Out of the sauna and showered and a little less toxic than I was 30 minutes ago. I feel like 1 million Bitcoin compared to before. Biddy up. You feel like 21,000 BTC? I mean 21 million BTC. Max supply that mofo. Good. Okay. So yeah, welcome everyone to the Q&A segment.